If you could look into the camera and speak to your colleagues, what would you tell them that hip-hop needs? What does hip-hop need to do?
I think the braggadocio, money, cash, hoes thing needs to be deaded. I feel like that's holding us back as a culture, as black people. That doesn't advance us in any way, shape, or form. We've been doing that same theme for years now. It's been like, what, 4 decades of the same old sorry for my language. And I feel like, you know, if you're gonna be an artist, there's a time where you just have to, you know, embrace the responsibility and understand that the power of music is something so special, and be able to do it on this magnitude where you reach millions of people. It's like, why not use that for good? Why not tell kids something that they can connect with and use in their life? And like, really, my mission statement since day one, and I'm getting so worked up talking about this, all I wanted to do was help kids not feel alone and stop kids from committing suicide. Because thank you. And I'm never try to be political, and I'm actually like shaking. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Those two specific things.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Well, I dealt with suicide for the past 5 years. You know, like there wasn't a week or a day that didn't go by where I was just like, you know, I want to check out. You know, and I know what that feels like, and I know it comes from loneliness. I know it comes from not having self-worth, not loving yourself. And these are things that, you know, kids don't have music that can coach them and give them that guidance. I didn't have that. I had to listen to Jay-Z and take certain things from it, and then the other I just didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And like now I'm 30 and I'm like, oh, that's what Hov was talking about. Yeah. I get it now, you know? But what about the kids who, you know, you never really had an artist where you connected with them all across the board, you know? And I think that's my job. I'm just really just trying to guide people and help people, because, you know, loneliness is a terrible, terrible thing, man. And if you don't know how to conquer it, it can eat you alive.
How are you right now?
I'm good. I'm all right. I'm hanging out.
What kind of car do you have right now at your crib?
How can I say this without sounding cocky?
Oh. Uh-oh.
Let me cross my legs. I have a 2012 Mercedes SLS AMG Gullwing. Yeah. And I have Range Rover Autobiography. I have Porsche Carrera 2014 911 4S, which I just got in December.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you chose to rap about the stuff you have, it would be a nice little ditty.
Oh yeah, there would be no Drake. Look at all this money.
What you staged in releasing this latest project is historic. I love what you and Beyonce have done. Tell those who don't know.
Well, I dropped an album out of nowhere, kind of like, it was a surprise. I gave 2 hours notice, and for months I had said that the project was coming, but I didn't really have a date, and I kind of wanted to just give it. You know, it's my 4th, 5th project, and I just wanted to do something different, and it worked. You know, we debuted on the iTunes charts #1 all week, and yeah, because of you. So yeah, man, for me, I never release a project having much expectation. I just kind of like to, you know, close a chapter and put it out in the world and let it grow and be what it is, you know? Try not to think so much.
Yeah, there are people, for those who don't know how amazing that is, there are people who tell you their album is coming out and they put it on the side of a bus and they do a commercial and you still don't buy it. This is unbelievable. The state of hip hop. It's a good transition to the state of hip hop. What do you think of this business we love?
Man, I love where music is at right now. I feel like there's a lot of artists, more than there ever were, trying to push boundaries and try new things. And we know these artists, but it's also...
Who are those? Because I don't want to take it for granted. Who are those artists? Because your expertise is different than us.
Yeah. You know? Well, like I listen to a band, one of my favorite bands is MGMT. I don't know if you guys are familiar. And I mean, these guys, their music sounds like they found a time machine, went back to the 60s and recorded and came back into the future and dropped their album, you know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that. Rat-a-tat, which is another favorite band of mine, and they're mostly instrumental. Thank you. You know, and for me, I don't search for bands. I like to kind of stumble upon music. So like I find stuff, whether I'm in the store shopping, I discovered Father John Misty, who was on my last album, just shopping. And then I asked the clerk who it was, and she actually knew him. So like things like that, man, I feel like there's a small core audience of people who are pushing boundaries, you know, and whether it's indie rock, there aren't many in hip hop. There aren't many. If anything, like, I'm the only one.